Hello, everybody, and welcome to Akuban Nights. How are you guys doing?
Doing good.
Splendid.
Great. Everything's fine here. How are you?
Everything's fine over here.
We're on Easy Street.
Mhm.
Which
Good.
one's Easy Street?
You want?
Is it
The
is
one
it
where
this
your mom lives.
on Hard Street and then take a right?
Oh my god.
Sorry. It was just so.
You were talking about a character, right?
Oh, wait,
That
wait,
was
Wait, did you just diss my mum?
Yeah.
I did. I just called her easy. I'm apologizing though immediately, like immediately
Oh, man,
apologizing.
I could go super dark with that, but I won't.
Please don't. Please don't. I didn't mean to start something. It was just low hanging
Never
fruit.
start
It's a great
something
start to the show.
Welcome to Akuban Nights, everybody. Don't piss off Maya. She is terrifying.
Oh, yes.
How has everyone's week been?
Good. Chill.
Good.
Good.
Easy.
Good.
Yeah. I've been playing. I've been playing old games and new games, and it's been lovely. I've
Old
been
games
playing
are
Dragon Age
lovely.
Origins.
Oh, solid one.
Yes, romancing Zev because Zev.
Zev the
And-
assassin.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
he's so cute in a really stabby way. Apparently, my character's going super stabby this run as well. Because you know that guy who's like in the army camp right at the start, and there's the guy who's like, "Oh yeah, I'll give you the key if you'll get me some food," and you can just shank him. So I did, and then I've shanked a couple of other people.
Perfect. Yep.
Murder knife has seen much use. So Zev's gonna think I'm fucking amazing. I
I
too
think-
like stabbing people. Yeah. What exactly?
what is happening here?
It's true love, man.
Yeah, right, totally. And then
Yeah.
today I've been playing Metro Exodus, which is quite liking it. Yes.
Oh,
It-
wonderful.
Yeah. If you like the other Metro games, it's more of the same but more open world and shooty.
Hmm.
Did you get it on the Epic Store or on Steam?
It's I suppose sort of like if you pre-ordered it, you could have got it on Steam. But yeah, Epic Store. I got a code for it, so and they're just like, yep, Epic Store. And I'm just like, okay, whatever. Doesn't
Cool.
seem particularly awful. So
Wonderful. Has anyone else been up to anything of note that you would like to share with the party? No. No, Bud shakes his head. No.
Just typical gaming stuff. I moved on to. I've started a shooter, which is the first thing I've done. First shooter I've played in about a year since I stopped playing CS:GO. But it's only Apex Legends, so it doesn't really count. It is a battle royale. Some people think of it as pretty casual. It's like a blend of Overwatch and Fortnite and Titanfall. But I think it's really fun.
There's
Yeah,
nothing
both
wrong
of-
with the casual game.
Bob's been playing a bunch of it, and seems he's
Oh.
trying to get me to play it, and I'm just like, yeah.
Are shooters your thing, or battle royales not your thing?
Battle royales aren't my thing. Very much. I
Battle
find them incredibly
royales-
stressful.
Are definitely not my thing, but this is the first one I've actually enjoyed.
Yeah, I just find them really, really stressful. You know what I mean? It's very much kind of like the whole sort of like having to expend maximum effort at all times, and you can't just sort of.
Yeah, you have to look over your shoulder every single point in time.
Yeah, and I just like to bimble around and be like, oh, I found some cool stuff, and you can't do that in that game. So it's like, oh, I found some cool. Ah, okay. Well, next time.
It's pretty high intensity all the time.
Yeah. Piece of candy. Piece of candy. Oh, I'm dead.
All right. Well, why don't we hop into game where last we left the party, you guys had just managed to get to Yetel in the rain after being hungry for a few days on the road. You met a painter who painted the coldness of Maya, which was perfect for his storm, and led you guys into the city.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to do something about that, aren't I?
Yeah, he might have a painting of you. It could be good, it could be bad. No one's seen it yet, but you have arranged for a private viewing in a few days when it's done at his
Yes.
studio, which you have directions to.
I will view his privates.
And I think the rest of the party is...
I'm making the quote right now.
Thank you. And the rest of the party, I believe, is standing around on the inside of the wall, having just arrived, gathering their bearings in the rain. There's not a lot going on. There's maybe a couple of horse carts being pulled through the streets, and maybe a few people standing under overhangs, smoking cigarettes and waiting outside because they're polite and they're not going to smoke inside because they're not assholes. And
I think we were actually in the tavern that he was going to hang the painting in, and he was like, "It's going to be presented here."
Well, excellent. Then you immediately walk inside the tavern, leaving the rain outside. It is a cozy, small little tavern. There's a fireplace on one side. There are people scattered about, talking in low voices together. It's a miserable, cold, rainy day. Spirits are middle of the road. Bartender comes on over to you and asks what you'd like. Can I get you something, Hannah?
I would very much like some spiced wine. Warm spiced wine, please.
We all, but only what's on the menu.
You don't sell spiced wine?
What sort of place do you think this is?
A tavern?
She looks to the next person. And you, miss? What'd you want?
What do you got?
We have potatoes and eggs and beans and bacon and beer.
I'll have a plate with eggs and bacon and beans and potatoes, and I'll have a beer, please.
The usual. Well, wonderful. And you gentlemen?
I'll have the same. Can I get that double? I'm quite hungry today.
She looks you up and down. Are you sure you could fit double?
All
right, double stuff. All right, take it or leave it. She turns her eyes back to Maya. And you?
I'll have the same, but just a half portion. Need to watch my weight.
Thank you, milady, she says sarcastically. And looks back to Bud. Did you already order? I don't think so.
No. Well, I would have your best roasted meat, some dumplings with some nice hot and a fruity sauce, and a salad on the side, and maybe a glass of wine, or maybe, well, make it a flask of wine, a good wine.
So, beans, bacon, eggs, and potatoes for you too, then. Good. And she flounces off to the kitchen.
What kind of tavern doesn't have wine?
Haven't you been down to the slums in the poor parts of towns before, Maya? Isn't that where you stalter off to? Back when we were in Sandashar?
Well, yes, but I didn't drink there. What do you think I am? I went there strictly on business, thank you very much.
So, are we going to stay at the tavern? As in, are we getting a room or something?
Oh, it obviously has bed bugs. Can we not do better than this, really? We don't even have spiced wine. It's cold and wet out there. Do you think they even have baths here?
They probably have a bucket.
I wouldn't bathe in that bucket.
To be fair, we are probably safer if we don't bath. Bathe.
Was it night, evening, morning?
I think it is late afternoon, evening time.
Well, we could possibly try to find the magic family names manor. Shazar and people. I'm just really hungry right now. My thoughts are very can we just eat and think about this after it's arrived?
Oh, the food
We
may
should try
not
to.
go for it.
We should try to get some information. What happened in the last days and why these family flags are now all over town. And what happened to the Shazar family that wanted us here. Maya, are you going to ask around?
Oh, if I
Please.
must. But not tonight, brother. I need rest.
I wanted to go to the temple tomorrow anyways. I can also make some inquiries.
Yes, I think we should get a good night's sleep tonight. I have had quite enough of trekking around in the rain. Quite enough.
All right, the food may not be varied, but it is hot, and it comes quickly. So maybe 2 minutes after you order your food, the big bowls come out with slopped beans and potatoes and bacon and all sorts of stuff in them, and 4 beers get set down as well. It's clear that they just like poured the 4 bowls and then looked at them, like took half of Maya's and just dumped it into Sammy's because there's like a little bit of bean juice running down the sides of your bowls.
No plating culture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
Not even parsley.
just set them heavily down on your table, and the waitress looks at the 4 of you and says 4 times 4 is 16. That'll be 16 copper.
I look at Bud.
You have coin, right?
Can you put it on our tab?
No. You don't have a tab.
Brother, you have coin, right?
Can you break gold?
No, after the new attack, I lost all money.
Fine.
Do you?
Fine.
I'll pass
Fine.
Maya a silver piece.
Right, I will pay the how much was it?
16 copper.
16.
How much is it if we also want a room for the night?
We'd have to ask.
I
Well,
assume
I'm
s-
asking.
yeah. 4 of you, 1 room. 1 room will go for 10 copper.
How about 2 rooms? One for the girls, one for the boys.
Well, aren't we fancy? 20 then.
How much does that come to altogether?
36,
36, Maya.
she says.
There are a lot of beans in my food. Can we get
Well,
3
I'll
rooms?
have I'll-
Sleeping with me.
Oh, all right. 3 rooms, fine. 3 rooms.
46.
Right, there you go. I'll be like, call it 50, and hand her a silver.
She pauses and
silver is
waits
10 copper.
for the other 4 silver.
Oh, and hand the other 4 silver over.
She takes them and gives you a polite nod, maybe a flash of a fake waitress smile, and walks back to the rest of the kitchen.
Now that we're actually in a town, perhaps we should actually communicate with each other about how much money we actually have on us.
Perhaps not.
Well, I mean, in private.
Maybe not in the tavern. Maybe upstairs in the room. Better.
Yeah, well, it would be very unfortunate to run out and have to start pawning some of our belongings. Not that we've not already done that already, but
I'm sure if it comes to it, I could.
And we also, quick question, we also have Yassi and we also have Jane with us.
Yeah.
And if they also want to partake in rooms, right, we would be more people.
So, 2 boys in 1 room, 2 girls in 1 room, 2 girls in 1 room. We've got 3 rooms, 2 people each room.
Yeah, that sounds like it'll be fine. And Yassi has pulled out coin to pay for her and Jane's food. They're sitting
Alright.
at the same table as you, but just talking quietly amongst themselves, since they are, of less importance.
They're NPCs. They have NPC conversations, which are only important when they have something to do with the plot.
The rest of the time, they just talk about the party.
Oh my god, they failed the party Bechdel test.
Yeah. I just saw a movie last night that failed the inverse of that test, whose name I always stumble over the pronunciation of.
Yeah,
it was
same.
called The Favorite. It's about Queen Anne during the...
Oh, yes.
Oh, man. That was really good. I highly recommend it if anyone is interested in a weird comedy of historical docudrama style.
Queen Anne, she was a bit freaking odd.
Well, 17 miscarriages, stillborns, and childhood deaths will do that to you.
Oh, yeah.
17, guys. Jesus Christ.
So, for a scrub like me that doesn't know what the test is, can we have an explanation?
Okay, the Bechdel test, which I've probably mispronounced, is where basically it's like in a movie, it's whether the sort of like two female characters can have a conversation that doesn't involve one of the blokes in the movie.
Do any two women talk without like talking about a man? Do they have like a conversation just about themselves? It's like the bare minimum threshold of, are the female characters important, or are they just here to serve the male roles?
Yeah, makes sense.
Which it's surprisingly often that films fail that test, and books, including some of them our favorites.
Written by men.
Anyway, moving forward, do watch The Favorite. It's solid. It's hilarious. And good.
So, even if they are sidekicks, can I have a conversation with Yassi at some point of this evening?
Absolutely. Her sole existence is to provide assistance to you.
Right, and I'm gonna ask her about that. I'll sit down with Yassi and Jen. I'll say.
Did you ask her about the Bechdel test?
Yes. So, Yassi, you have been following us around all this time, and you've supported us all this time now. What do you want to do? What does future hold for you? Are you just going to keep traveling with us? We don't have any means to, like, I mean, should we pay you? I have no idea how Father handled your service to him.
Well, Your Highness, she says sort of quietly, I have never asked myself that question.
Well, you should. It's an important question. I know that Father asked for you to be protected and that we should be looking out for you. And I will. I definitely will. And your counsel is very welcome and you're a very important part of us, but, you know.
I was born into servitude and have been here my whole life. I figured I would continue serving the royal family up until my death. Is there another... I know no other life. I have no friends. I've never taken a lover. I have no family. If I were to walk away, I would have nowhere to go and nothing to do and no employment or...
So Maya's ears have pricked up at the mention of never had a lover, and she's going to be like, what, never?
She quickly shakes her head.
Well...
How old is Yassi again? She's a little older, right? We said she's in her 50s.
Well, neither has Maya.
Hold on, DM has to frantically check his notes because he doesn't remember.
I think she was in her 50s.
She's
She is
53.
53 years old.
We have to rectify that. My gods.
Well, what's it like?
What? Well, I wouldn't know, but...
You
I
haven't
would
either,
say.
then? You haven't taken one either?
I've lived most of my life surrounded by eunuchs and guards.
I'm gonna nudge
Me
Buttons,
too.
just like, let's leave the women to their talking.
Yes. But on the other hand, I know all of the techniques.
No. It's getting interesting. Sometimes you need to listen to get some insights to the women. Want to know they feel.
Bud,
Sammy, what?
they're your
Tell me,
sisters.
how are your menses these days?
not them specifically, but I think it's interesting.
I think we should start talking about nail
she hasn't
and perfume.
Sammy
feel
stands
little-
up, walks out of the tavern, just like head down in the rain.
I find my
does it
flow is always heavier on the second day, don't you?
What's
I
really
don't
worse is
want-
the spotting a few days later. You always think it's done, and then favorite underwear
Yes.
ruined.
Yeah, right. Oh, God, it's awful, awful. Still listening, bud?
yes. Because I have a simple question. Because it is very strange. Why have you never been bitten by love?
Who are you asking this to?
Yassi, and then I'm gonna be quiet now.
I have spent most of my adult life serving your father, the king. So she sort of just shrugs.
Brother, do you not have better things to do? Shoot, come on, shoot. Just can't take a hint. Right, anyway, so,
She immediately
Yeah.
turns to Sarah. So what's it like?
I think it is a great part of life. It takes a lot of responsibility, and
you've never either, have you, sister?
of course I have.
Really?
I'm wit, in case you haven't noticed.
That's right. You did marry a barbarian.
Fertility is a great part of Martha's church. Like there's no shame in that.
What about if you don't want to be fertile, though?
Well,
no.
there are measures for that. There's actually a totem. It's a great wonder, one that only like Martha can provide. It's like you can either help with fertility or you can avoid it. Unfortunately, I've never specialized in this. I've never really looked into it. But if you were interested, I could probably.
Oh
look
no,
it up.
I have some herbal.
Some people.
It's,
Okay.
I have herbal here. It's fine. It's fine. But yes, what was I going to say? So we should probably keep an eye out for perhaps a nice middle-aged man for Yassi, perhaps, or woman.
I'll
You know,
put-
I'm not sure what your preference is, Yassi. Tell me, Yassi, what's your type?
Let me roll some dice.
Well, I was going to say young Necker, but you know.
I tend towards the less fair sex.
Okay, what's your type though? Beards, no beards? You know, tall, short, dark, fair. Well, who's caught your eye in the past? Somebody's got to have caught your eye.
She casts her gaze down, like picks up her beer and holds it and sort of like gently sips it. Super uncomfortable with the royal family asking about her non-existent sex life. Takes a few moments to recover and goes, I suppose, well, do you remember Han, the former Kingsguard who retired a few years back? Mm-hmm. With the you know, short beard and always working, practicing without his armor or shirt on with the
Oh yes,
you know,
he glistened. I remember.
right, with the chest hair and the abs and the, you know, yes, that was nice. I liked that.
You have excellent taste. Excellent. Yes. Okay. Right. Well, did you remember what he retired to by any chance?
Yes, he went back to his family village, down in Aldir.
Oh dear. Right. Interesting. Interesting. Do you know if he had any sort of sweetheart or anything?
Yes, he's married with children, and
Oh, unfortunate.
Jane, she says, looking at Jane. What about you? And Jane just sort of nods, like, oh yeah.
Very good. I say, listen, Yassi. Why I bring all this up is, I would appreciate it if you kept serving us. I think you are very important to us as a family, but I also want to make sure that you see the good sides of life. And right now it's a little difficult for all of us. I understand that. But if you're lacking anything, if you need something, I don't want you to shy away from asking us.
There's probably a brothel in town anyway.
Yes, Your Highness.
Just consider it. I know it's all sudden, but you know, times change.
I would be happy to serve you under the same conditions I have been my whole life. Your whole life.
Except that she's never asked for anything all that time.
It's just been provided to her, and she's been happy to be quiet on the side. Yeah.
Right.
Yep. Okay. I guess it gets late, and everyone goes to bed. Sammy eventually comes in from his impromptu makeshift shower, cold shower.
It's just 20 minutes outside.
Yeah.
Let the ladies have a talk.
Ladies and Bud have a talk, yeah. And you guys all go to bed.
I think Bud wandered off at one point.
Maybe. And we can wake up the next morning in Yetel. The rain is still coming down as before. But other than that, it's a nice day. Actually make it dark and rainy. There we go. Now it's dark and rainy.
So, how Sammy spends his evening before going to bed is since he leveled up, he can now like relearn all these spells, and he feels as if he has like some new insight into the problems he was having before and trying to learn them. So he's shuffling through his books, going over the previous spells, seeing where he went wrong.
Well, that's gonna be 1 day per spell level.
Well, I mean, he's just shuffling through.
Sure.
It's flavor text. It's not learning spells.
Okay. So Sammy's shuffling through his spell books, looking over the old ones that he's gained new insight into, as you've just said.
Yeah.
Jane and Yassi are downstairs already, tucked into a corner near the fireplace, hurriedly, quickly talking amongst themselves with lots of animate hand gestures. The other siblings come downstairs at a table, and guess what you have for breakfast today? Beans and bacon and potatoes.
Eggs, bacon, potato?
Yep,
No
and
sausage?
beer. No sausage.
Could I get a poached egg, perhaps?
Look, poaching is illegal, okay?
No. As in cooked gently in water.
That's
No.
not cooking. Everything's just thrown in.
Why won't you water down your egg?
In that case, could I get a fried egg and a slice of bread?
She gives you a nod.
Thank you.
I can do that, hon.
Sarah, you're going to the church, right?
Yeah, I need to go to the temple.
Right.
I hold my side a little bit, like where I got hit by the arrow, and I still have like a sore shoulder from the tentacle. So I'm like, I hope I can. It's gonna be a rough way, but I think it's okay. I think I can walk.
Sarah,
Can I accompany you, sister? I think I need to talk to someone as well.
At the temple of Martha?
Yeah. I think any temple
Sure.
will do in the end.
You're very welcome to come with me. I will ask Maya for her assistance before we leave, so I don't get any trouble on the way. But you can come around as well.
Maya going to
And
the
I guess,
temple.
I guess quite at the fireplace, I'll ask Maya if she knows any way how I could wear the scarf that I got from the other cleric in a way that it like covers part of my face, like maybe wrap it around my hair, or also like around the lower part of my face so nobody would recognize me too easily or something. If she has an idea.
Come here. And you just sort of like you've got the sort of like the face scarf wrap, and then it's sort of gently draped over, so it looks all nice.
Right. So she drapes it, and it looks really nice. And then I take it off. I try to do it myself, and then it gets tangled in my hair, and then I have my earrings stuck in it, and I'm like, oh no, oh, it hurts. Like, and she does it again, and then I do it again, and it takes like
Right. Use the pin here. Use the little pin here just to hold everything in place. There you go. Also a little brooch. Yeah.
Right.
See? Lovely.
Right.
Lovely.
Because Sarah has never done much with her hair. It's just like a wild mess usually. So it's like she's not a hairpin kind of person, and but she'll figure it out with Maya's help. So.
Yeah. Maya sort of gives you one of her little sort of like hair things that she's just there going like, and whatever you do not unscrew the jewel in the center. Do not, under any circumstances, unscrew the jewel in the center. Do not. It would be bad. All right.
Sweat drops on my forehead as I realize I'm not carrying poison around.
It's all right. It's only a laxative.
Nice.
All right.
Contact laxative.
Oh no, not really. It's just like, if you need somebody out of the way, tap tap, glug glug. Ooh.
Yeah. So you make your way through the mostly empty streets of Yetel until you find a temple to all the gods, of course. Martha is primarily represented up on the front left. And make your way in.
Right.
I'm assuming that Maya is not going.
You don't have to go. Like I wouldn't have suggested it. I'm not gonna insult you.
Maya's probably actually going to go and try and chat up the painter once she gets a chance.
Ah, right. So we'll start with the temple, then we'll go to the painter. So you make it in this place. The wind from the rain is sort of blowing the church bells up in the steeple, making them ring constantly but gently. There's not a lot of people in here. It's sort of an empty day. There's a couple of priests up at the front, as well as a singular cleric. An old man with the symbols of a stair, the triangle with the golden rings on it, on his chest and his shoulders and his back, and anywhere you could put it, he's got it put. Yep.
Right. Does it seem like a weird group of them, or does it seem normal to have these kind of people like gathering around there?
Totally regular.
Normal?
These priests are probably just like cleaning the place up. He's the cleric in charge of everything, technically the high cleric. You can tell by the thingies, the clerical chevrons on his arms.
Yeah. Yes. So I'll put a hand on Bud's shoulder and I'll say I'll look specifically for Cleric of Martha. Are you good? Did you want to have a look around for yourself, or did you want to come with me in here?
Do I recognize that this in front of me is a cleric of a stair?
Absolutely. You'd have to be an idiot not to.
Well, no. I think I will talk to him. And I point it to the cleric of the stair.
Alright. Then I guess we part ways for now, and I make myself looking around if I can find a Cleric of Martha somewhere.
Right. There are a few other clerics in this town. Random. Let me see if any of them are clerics of Martha. We've got cleric of Neal. I should write this shit down. Hold on. Neal. We have a cleric of Martha, yes. A female half-elf cleric of Martha.
Ooh, exotic.
Mm-hmm. And the last cleric around is a cleric of Tempos, and she is a super old dwarf. Mm-hmm. So, all the clerics here are super old, actually. Yeah. Cool. Sweet.
Because
so you can
this
find...
is really close to the sea, and the salty air is good for arthritis or something.
Sure. Or because the randomizer I built just happened to roll old people, but...
Or that.
Or that, you know. Yeah. So you can find the Cleric of Martha, the half-elf. She's got gray hair mixed in with her golden ones. She wears white robes with the big circles down the arms. Sees you coming. Are you still wearing your Cleric of Martha garb?
No, I'm covered up. Like right now, I'm covered up. I have this headscarf, and I still wear like the cheaper clothes that we got from when we were traveling.
Yeah. So she'll make like a double circle as you approach.
I'll do like a deep bow, and I'll say, Mother, do you have a moment to speak with me?
Glances around. Of course. What can I do for you?
It is a very delicate, slightly private matter. Is there, like, are there many people around right now, or is it just the two
There
of us?
are a few, but when she hears this, she motions for you to follow her and puts an arm around your shoulder and walks you to almost like a confessional booth, but it's not designed for confessionals. It's designed for like one-on-one conversations with your priest that aren't necessarily of a confessional nature. So she'll lead you into the booth and sit you down and say, now, there are many young expectant mothers who think they can't handle the job before them, but all of our mothers brought us here, and you can do it too.
I look at her and I say, I'm a very special kind of young mother. Would you still be willing to help me?
Absolutely.
And I take my scarf off. And I say, I'm Mother Sarah.
Your Highness, she says, like immediately standing and bowing
I said,
awkwardly in the small room.
please sit, and please keep it quiet. I say, you recognize me, right?
Of course. Who doesn't know of the legendary royal Cleric of Martha?
Oh. And you also know that these are trying times for me and my family.
Yes, Your Grace. So I thought you were dead.
I think that's probably for the better for most people right now. I'm trying to keep as many people safe for the time being as I can. And I apologize if I should bring you any trouble with revealing myself to you.
There is no trouble when one speaks the truth.
Let's be honest, the reason why I'm more or less legendary is because I'm royal and not because I'm the greatest cleric that has ever walked the earth. We both know that.
Certainly, yes.
But I have made it my goal to, now in the times where I can't be royal, I have made it my goal to become a stronger cleric and a better person for the times to come. And for that, I have come here today to ask for your help.
How may I be of assistance?
I'm a royal person. I've been educated in many things. But Martha is a cleric of life, and there are many aspects of life I do not understand, and many aspects of life I've been ignorant to so far. And I can heal people just like other clerics of Martha can, thanks to that holy blessing, but I would like to understand how it actually works. I would like to be able to heal people, not just with a divine blessing, but with my hands, you know, and my knowledge.
Of course. Some injuries take time and are out of the hands of the gods. And good rest and bedside manner are truly the art of healing. You would like some assistance with that?
I would like to find somebody you would trust, who would teach me the ways of a healer. A healer for, you know, for people, for ailments, for things like that. And I like expose, I guess, one of my pretty big wounds. I said somebody who would teach me how to handle these things.
She like quickly gets up and like tries to hurry you to stand up and shuffles you to like a more private like back room where there's a small infirmary set up. and she will immediately start taking a look at your wounds and being like, goodness gracious, what happened here? Oh my. Oh,
I've
this
been
doesn't
attacked
look
by a
good.
giant octopus.
What a frightening
On my way here.
concept. Ugh.
Yes. Very frightening.
So she will begin to tend to your wounds, but in the process telling you what she's doing, and stop partway through with like, she's got like a finger in your abdomen, like, you feel this bone that's moving, this right here is your 6th rib, it shouldn't be moving, it should be doing this other thing, and, you know, poking
Not
around.
painful at all.
Yeah.
Right.
So she will personally teach you, starting with helping you with your own wounds. And why don't we come back to you and her a little bit later? Let's first chat with Bud and our old man, Cleric of Astaire, High Cleric.
Yeah. I'm going to slowly approach him and wait one turn, and hoping that he isn't as busy.
No.
I'm just gonna.
Yeah, there's nothing going on. There's just people cleaning up the place.
Excuse me. You're.
Yes? Yes, my son. What can I do for you?
I think I need to talk to someone to get a clear head. There's a lot happening in my life as of late, and I think I need someone to just put it all out.
We live in interesting times. Please unburden yourself.
Could we do this in a more private manner?
He'll take you to that same booth that that Sarah and the unnamed Cleric of Martha just vacated.
So, I've recently come back to my family from a long trip. I needed to work to get money to my family. And I feel good around them. I love to be around them. It makes me think of good old times that we had and that we shared. But the time I was away, a lot of things changed. For me and myself, for the way I handle things. And as much as I try to be the old person I am, more and more I get the feeling that I am not that person anymore. But I want to be, because the person I have become isn't a one you would see favorably in Astaire's eyes.
Go on.
I had to do things I am not proud of. I had to change a life for another. I'm not doing this anymore. I have not done it since I have returned to my family. But it is hard to forget who I've become. How can I be the one I was before? The one who was always good and kind, and not the one who was more interested into power, obedience.
You probe at the heart of human nature. Let me take this complicated question, distill it down. There is no going back. You can never become the man you were before, but you can always become a new man in new ways. If you are unhappy with the course your life has taken, you should find a way to redirect it. Focus on the future. This obsession with power is rarely good. Have you considered becoming a farmer? They are the salt of the earth. They live good and honest lives, filled with hard work and discipline.
Sounds like an interesting life.
You do live
But
in
I don't
interesting
know if,
times.
I don't think this is my calling. I think Tempos has given me another way of life. Although I respect every farmer for their hard duty, but it gives me pleasure to take someone's life. What does it say about me?
Is it the taking of a life that brings you pleasure, or is it the ability to hold someone else's life in your hands? Is it the killing, or is it the power?
It is the power to be able to decide what comes next.
We all crave a certain amount of power, and there's nothing intrinsically wrong with that as long as you are just in your application thereof. Do not feel bad for enjoying your strength. Many people would give up many things to be as strong as you.
I'm just happy my sister is around me. I think she's the anchor I need to be how I am now, and I don't know what I would do if I would lose her. Imagine me being the city sheriff for a cityman who's a member of the council of the city. With my lust for power and the way I handle things before, I don't know which way things would turn, and I'm a bit afraid of this.
Well, I don't think you have to worry about becoming a city councilman anytime soon. Those positions are all filled by people who were born into them. It's not something you can just acquire.
That's good to know. Well, you helped me a lot. I think I have to stay close to my family and see what the time brings me.
Good, good. Family is important. It is the root of all society.
Thank you for your time.
Of course.
As soon as I have some money, I will make a donation to the temple.
Now, you say you have murdered people before.
I'm not from this town. I said I exchanged lives and never talked about murder.
Well, before you go, I want you to go up to the statue of a stair over there and give me 30 Our Fathers and 40 Hail Marthas as repentance.
Very well.
Good, good.
And I slowly walk over there and will do that. And I will repent for the things I've done. Fully aware that I'm only half-ass meaning it, because I'm not sure about what way of life is better at the moment.
That's why he asked you to do 30 and 40 instead of 15 and 20, because he knew you were going to half-ass them, so he gave you twice as many to do.
Good.
Okay.
I guess I will still be going when Sarah comes back, so...
Sure. Well,
Yeah,
let's
did the-
flip... Oh, yes?
Yeah, no, it's okay.
Let's flip over to our other two members, Maya and Sammy. You guys have been left behind by the goody-goody two-shoes who want to go pray to the gods and all that crap. What are you doing
fuck
instead?
those people.
Right?
So Sammy is doing two things. He's looking over his books. He's studying. But when he's not studying, he was thinking about the money in the city and the problem it could face. So he's gonna do a little trick that he used to do in Sandshire, where he goes out with a gold coin, and he starts roaming the city. And then he's holding a coin in his hand. He's saying some magic words under his breath, and he's moving his hand around, and he casts a spell of duplicate object
On the gold coin?
on the gold coin.
You fucking thief.
Well, technically, it's forgery, not theft. But
No, it's theft.
yeah.
It pulls it from the nearest.
Oh,
It conjures the
that's
nearest gold coin from some
Wow.
random innocent person. Okay. The caster holds an item in the hand, speaks the words of the spell, sprinkles silver dust over the object, summoning from within range of an item of a similar type of material. Spell will summon the closest object of a given type. Items within boxes or rooms that are lined with lead or silver are immune to the spell, as are objects made of lead or silver or enchanted objects. If no similar object is within range, the spell fizzles. Okay, so you
So
sprinkle.
you won't get any fake gold coins then?
That's true. Only real gold
Yep.
coins. No fool's gold. You sprinkle some silver over your one gold coin, and all of a sudden you have a second gold coin.
And he goes back to his room. And it's like, and he puts the gold coin away, and he goes out again, and repeats the trick.
How many castings of this do you have? How much silver dust do you have?
I currently have. I started off the campaign with 5. I used 1 on the thing, on the
Ocean.
thing.
potion.
Right.
I've used 1 now, and I have 3 left, but I'm only going to use it another once for now.
Okay. So you used it again, and you you
I
acquire
run to a
another.
different area of the city and
Sure,
do it
sure.
again.
You get yourself another gold coin, and it's during this time that you're getting the gold coin in this other part of the town on this rainy, miserable day that you notice a couple of gruff-looking street urchins who are watching you from an alleyway while you're like casting your spell and holding this thing and then looking again at your hand. You're like, ooh, lovely. And they probably haven't seen what's in your hand, but they definitely just saw you like standing in the street casting a spell, and they're keenly watching you while like nudging each other with their elbows.
You're gonna get mugged.
That happens when you overcast a spell. That's the price you will pay.
It also happens when you're like the thin, gaunt wizard alone by yourself in the streets of a city in the middle of a civil war. But yeah, that too. So, Sammy, you're
Do I
getting the
notice them?
feeling. Oh yeah, you definitely notice them, and they notice you, and you notice them noticing you, and they notice you noticing them noticing you.
All right, I'm prepared. I just
What
start
are you prepared? You're gonna fireball them?
No.
What does it mean I'm prepared?
I just start walking into a crowd, shuffling behind some people, and start chanting some words to myself. It's like, got out of this thing before, and I cast a personal perception filter on myself, and try to lose myself in the crowd.
All right, let's see. Oh, all right, you're gonna need to roll me initiative because the moment you start casting a spell is when these brigands are. That's when they make their jump. That's when they're like, got it. He's distracted. Let's get him.
I'm gonna try and like put a crowd between us first, and then start casting it as I walk.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, it's a rainy day and there's no one in the streets. There's not much of a crowd. So, give me an initiative roll, Sammy.
All right, we're doing this. This is how Sammy dies.
In the streets.
In the
Some
street, trying to rob a single gold coin. Where is my initiative? Oh, I can just press this.
Why don't you just leave the money to Maya?
This is a 1 casting time, 1 round.
Personal perception filter is a 1 round casting time.
Yep.
Alrighty,
Well.
buddy. You start your spell, and that's when the 2-man birth force. That's how we talk. That's the way we talk around here.
They were very, very drunk at the time.
The first one is going to come up to Sammy with a, how do we want to call it? Like a quick headlock. So just like trying to throw an arm around your neck with a 12 to hit, I believe is a hit against Sammy.
Yep.
So it gets a hand around your head. The other one comes up with a punch to your gut with a 2. So it's a wild miss. He slips on the bricks, the city street, and you're struggling. And the punch goes wide. I'm gonna need you to give me a Constitution check to see if you can have your spell casting not be interrupted by the headlock.
26.
Flying colors. It's the spell goes off at the end of the round, but you are already engaged in combat. So they're not going to lose sight
out
of
for
you.
guards.
Guards! Guards! I'm hearing like a feedback loop. Why am I hearing that twice?
Oh, I'm hearing it twice through your Discord.
Oh,
This is why. This is why. I think I fixed it. There we go. There we go. Fixed.
I'm still hearing it twice.
You should only be hearing it once now. It's definitely just once.
I
this-
only hear it once as well.
Okay.
This would be
okay.
twice.
Okay. We'll move on.
All right. Give me next round initiative, Sammy. You're shouting for guards. These people are clearly after you.
How
I
close
guess
is he
I'll
to the
try.
tavern?
Ooh, I don't know. He said he walked in a
Probably-
different direction than last time, so he's
I probably
probably.
went like 20 minutes off, 15, 20 minutes walk.
Maya
Oh
doesn't have a clue what's going on.
no.
I'm gonna
No.
try to break out the headlock just so I can like lose them.
Give me an initiative roll.
Initiative.
Oh, this is why. It's because I'm playing it in. I see what I'm doing. I'm playing it in the wrong spot. That's why we're hearing it twice. I should be playing it on this sound pad, not the other sound pad. My apologies, players. My apologies. Okay, there
I
we
heard
go.
it twice.
You
Yeah.
did. You did.
It's a
I
lot
was
quieter
wrong.
now as well. Nice.
All right, you go first. Give me a strength check to break out of his headlock.
Strength check.
Holy
28.
shit, Sammy does it. He breaks out of the thug's headlock, and
Max speed, start running away.
you
Try
bolt
to
through the streets.
towards any sort of people.
All right, the thugs are coming after you. The first one to go, this is the guy that had you in the headlock. He is going to do a half move in the direction that you've gone and use his action to try and tackle you to the ground. Rolled a hit from behind, natural 2. So he does a diving leap at you, misses, falls short, hits the ground with a heavy oof, while his buddy chases after as well. This one's just trying to shove you to the ground so you'll stop. With a 12 to hit, 14 for back attack. Give me an opposed. You can go strength or dex here. Your call.
I have higher decks. So I'll try and
Holy
nimble out of the
shit.
way with a 30.
That will do it. Yep, he gives you a shove. It only proceeds to push you further down the road, and the two of you are on a chase. So, Sammy, chase rules. You can either try and flat outrun him, which is going to be a strength check, or you can try and use the terrain to like put something in his way or take a route that is difficult to go over, which would be an opposed dexterity check. In the strength check one, that is like a pass-fail. Either with one roll you will beat him or he will beat you. With the dex thing, it can be varied. So tell me what you want.
Well, ultimately, my perception filter's still on myself. So if I can find people to hide in, I could lose him there in that way. So...
Things that will break the spell include, but are not limited to, any attack, spell casting, speaking to a person, making noises, wearing out of place clothes, yada yada yada. I think by the time, like, your
Does it
perception filtered
outright,
and
like,
headlocked and
break
you've
the filter?
broken free, yeah, it breaks the filter. I think the headlock and breaking free of it is like does break it. Yeah.
So it's just like...
It's shattered, yeah.
Okay, I thought that meant like I misinterpreted the wording and thought it was like a temporary thing.
No, yeah, I see what you're saying. Oh well.
Fair.
So, are you going to try and outrun him, or are you going to try and out-nimble him?
I don't know these streets. I think I'm just gonna try and outrun him.
Give me an opposed strength check. Oh my god. How are you so strong
sorry,
for a little
I'm
weak
sorry.
wizard?
I'm really pumped up.
Yeah. So you're running, you see the tavern, you like take a bolt right into the tavern. The thief is hot on her heels, but comes to a screeching halt outside the tavern, looking in through the door at you with like a nasty glare before walking off into the city streets.
Maya's still gonna be there. She's like, Sammy?
Hey Maya, I was just out.
What did you do?
So remember yesterday when I was talking about money? I thought, yes. I thought I would try to help us out a little bit and get some coin.
Have you been turning tricks?
Hey, what?
Have you been turning tricks, Sammy?
Yeah. Well, I mean, technically, but
Unhappy customer?
not that kind of tricks.
Oh, you've been...
Tricks.
Sit down, Sammy. Sit down.
Well,
Close to me. Close to me.
yeah, my.
Maya's still kind of leaning back in a chair. We'll just like clip you around the frickin' ear. Sammy? A, we're all right for money at the moment. B, if you're going to go off doing this thing, always have a spotter. You idiot. Always have a spotter. C,
Yeah.
if we need money, I'm sure I can do it better than you. Okay.
Okay.
Right.
Part of my training is being stealthy. Picking locks.
Yeah.
Picking pockets. You know?
I'm just always trying to help the family, you know.
All right.
And
At this point,
because-
you've just
yeah.
gotten the attention of angry people who don't obey the law. So you've kind of hindered the
Yeah.
family a bit. Don't do it
They're
again.
not. They won't follow us in here.
I'm just going to get up and be like, just wait there, Sammy. And then I'm going to stroll out of the tavern and see if the guy is still around.
Yeah, you notice him. He's like down a couple of buildings, leaning against a wall, sort of just looking at the rain, glancing around every now and then.
Mm-hmm. I would like to just sort of quietly pull my thing out, apply some poison to it. and then just sort of like probably walk past him and just sort of like look as lost as I can.
Huh?
And just walk up to him and be like, "Excuse me, sir. You don't know where I can find somewhere to spend the night, do you? I tried the tavern, but you know, it's a bit expensive."
Yeah, I got a place you can spend the night.
All right. Where would that be?
Follow me, he says.
Are you
And,
sure? My mother told me never to go off with strange men.
You just asked me
I
where.
know. I can I trust you?
Got any other friends, little lady?
Well, no, I suppose not.
He puts an arm around your shoulders heavily and kind of leans back and forth. This way. And he takes you down an alley street.
What a
sort of, like,
gentleman.
I'll palm my dagger into my hand and just kind of like put my arm around him and just be like, "Oh, it's very nice of you." And then as soon as we're down the alleyway, I'm gonna just shank him in the kidneys.
Why don't you give me an assassinate? 'Cause
Okay,
that's what this is here. It's going to be a regular attack roll at +4. So if you just click an attack button and we add 4 to it, it'll be good.
What am I thinking? Right. Combat. Attack. And then. Oh, hang on. +4. Yeah?
Yeah, we'll add 4 on top of that. So 17 is an absolute hit on him. Why don't you roll me 1d4 +8 for your damage from your assassinate?
What about the poison?
The poison we will apply separately. It's not going to do damage. It'll have all sorts of fun effects, but it doesn't matter because you go right through his kidneys and he drops to the ground in a single pile.
And then I will just. We're out of sight of the street here, I'm assuming.
Yeah, you're in an alley on a rainy
in that case,
day.
yeah, I will just quietly wipe my thing on, sort of like on his things. Very quickly go through his pockets to see what I can find, and then just carry on walking.
You actually find a ring with 2 keys on it. You find 10 pieces of gold all together in a single bag.
Hang on a second. Send GP. Ring. 2 keys.
That's all of interest on. I mean, he's got like a dagger and a knife and a couple of other small things, but they're. I don't think anything of note for you.
I don't need anything else. So yeah, I'll just casually keep on walking.
All right. You walk out, go around the block, and before you know it, you're back in the tavern.
I'll just sit down, plonk the purse with the gold in, and sort of like in Sammy's lap, and without even looking at him, just like ching. It won't be bothering you again.
I just look inside the pouch like, the fuck? That was quicker and efficient. What it was?
I even felt good about it.
Did anyone get hurt?
No one of note.
Okay. I'm gonna go back to my room. I'm gonna keep studying. And I first go over to the tavern and I pay for a beer for Maya.
Okay.
I'm just like, yeah, I owe her that one.
I'm just there, like sipping this lukewarm, probably not very nice beer. Just like, well, could be worse.
All right. So why don't we take our first break here, and when we come back, we'll get the party back together.
Rob a bank? We don't know.
Maybe.
Tuned.
We've got one person who's like, I need to learn how to heal everyone. Another person who's like, how do I make up for the sins of my past? Another person who's like stealing surreptitiously, and then another person who's just like outright murdering and stealing.
Hey, right. He tried to mug my older brother.
Totally. Yeah. I'm not
like,
saying your
was
mugging
mugging.
isn't justified, but it's still mugging.
It wasn't mugging. It was murder. That was murder and theft. That was
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see you guys on the other side for more wholesome, good-natured heroes, the royal family bringing justice to the land. Bye-bye.